Welcome to an unspoiled island sanctuary on Southwest Florida's Gulf. A place of fascinating wildlife, pristine white sand beaches, and hundreds of uninhabited islands. And a place where the variety of fishing opportunities is matched only by your imagination. Welcome to Lee County and to Pine Island Sound Off. Hooked up. Good one. That is lovely.
We're on a fish. Whoa! What a toad!
Oh my God!
We've brought our beautiful traffic-stopping 24 yellowfin bay skiff here to Pine Island Sound in Lee County, Florida. That's on the southwest coast. It's the perfect boat to get us around and do some exploring, and who knows, we might even get lucky and catch some fish too. Pine Island Sound on Florida's southwest coast has it all. History, sheltered waters, abundant fish stocks, physical beauty, fabulous, interesting places to stay, and unbelievably great food.
Another beautiful Southwest Florida day right here.
Yep. Fishermen are by nature pretty patient people, but I admit to liking convenience too. So the fact that we have literally hundreds of places to fish within 20 minutes of our dock alone makes this area very attractive. We were able to convince Captain Ryan Rowan to step off his own boat and run our yellowfin in search of redfish.
We're gonna start looking for them. These schools jump up. I'm gonna stay a couple hundred yards off the mangrove. These schools will actually jump up, and then we're gonna see them, and then we're gonna come back around to them.
Right.
These guys are gonna be right up in here. There's a little creek that runs back here in the back, and they've been staying just right out from them.
So Ryan, we're like minutes from the inn.
Absolutely.
And I already see fish pushing over here.
We're not even 2 minutes away from where you guys are standing, but if you look, it looks like we have a dolphin or something big pushing up in here right here. These dolphins have been coming up in here, hitting all these redfish. You can see individual redfish that are waking around. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up here and find the main bunch of them, stick it, and then we'll go ahead and start chumming them up a little bit.
Okay.
Just trying to see where they're
But
at.
sometime during the day, once we start getting them on the chunk bait and stuff, I'd love to throw some topwater plugs.
Absolutely.
I just love seeing that crash.
Absolutely.
It is drama personified. Most of the water we're fishing in is waist deep or shallower. Being the height of summer, that means it gets pretty darn warm. Redfish don't really like hot water, so I'm hoping for the best. And how's the mullet this year?
The mullet are everywhere. I mean, we're getting 5, 6 pounders. I mean, there's a lot of mullet around here.
That's fabulous.
I think this wintertime right here, I think there's gonna be a real good mullet run, so.
Ryan, what are we using here?
Well, I went out at about 4 o'clock this morning, and we catch a bunch of ladyfish about a foot long, maybe a foot and a half long. And this time of year, what happens is this water's so hot that these fish are not real aggressive on a live bait.
Right.
So a ladyfish is probably a #1 cut bait. I mean, universal bait. Anywhere where there's a ladyfish, snook and redfish will just annihilate it. So what we're doing, and plus it's real stinky, real oily bait.
Yep.
So makes it really, really good. You can kind of see them, tailing a little bit right up here. Take a cast as long as you can. We might need to sneak up there a little bit more. I'll throw a couple out here, see if we can get them.
Boy, your arm is as good as my casting.
If you notice, we're using these circle hooks on these things.
Right.
Reason being is what'll happen is you're waiting for these fish to actually pick it up, start swimming off with it.
Right.
I mean, in a normal situation, a J hook, they'll swallow it, and you'll gut hook them, and you can kill a lot of fish that way. So what we're doing, you take a J hook, and then as they swim off with it, everybody knows that with a circle hook, all you have to do is reel.
Right.
And you'll pin them right in the corner of the mouth every time, and you won't gut hook a lot of these fish. So.
Well, another thing about the circle hook is they need to swim away from you or across from you or something, not straight at you, otherwise you can't hook them up.
Right, exactly.
Seeing redfish takes practice. You only see the hint of a movement, a ripple in a different direction, perhaps.
I've been here every day about the same time. We're actually going to be an hour later than what it was yesterday, so a lot of bait. Here, turn, feet up.
Where did he go?
Coming right at you.
Did you catch the state of Florida?
No, sir. Unless Florida can swim.
Awesome.
It's a good red. He's trying to get me back up in those bushes up there, though. Oh, no, you don't. There he is. Nice red. That could be some good dinner right there. Some good victuals. All right, Dean, you ready? Bring them right to you. There you go. That's a nice
It's a
red.
beauty.
Yes, sir. This is exactly why we use circle hooks. If you look right in this fish's mouth, I'll show you. Gets them right in the corner of the mouth every time. It's a lot better for the fish. That way, you don't gut hook them. Because by using, cut bait, they're gonna swallow it. By the time you feel them, they've already got it way in their mouth. So the easier you can be on these fish, the better. That way
That's beautiful.
The way they'll live for another day right there.
And if you hold it on its side, across your hand, they seem to go to sleep, sort of like an alligator upside down.
Mm-hmm. If you take them, you
like
flop
that,
them.
they just go into stasis.
And anytime you get these fish up, you try not to handle them too much,
Right.
and try to just take it real easy on the fish. That way, conservation, that way we can catch them for another day. All right, we're gonna let her go and catch another one?
Oh, I hope.
All right, here we go. All right, there she goes.
Well done. First one.
Broke the ice. Now let's go. Let's go get them. It's kind of weird. I don't know if this is red or not.
What could it be? Oh, a beautiful catfish. Oh, yeah, the slime factory.
Moving to your next fishing spot around here means traveling for at least a minute or two. Anything farther than you'd want to use your trolling motor qualifies. When we return, we'll share some fascinating pop culture with you that I'm sure you didn't know. Sport Fishing Television is presented by Yellowfin, the choice of champions. By Mercury, #1 on the water. By Penn, the biggest name in fishing. And by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. We purposely run at high speed along the shore so that we can hopefully spook a school of fish. When we see them run, we slow down, let them settle, and then move in on them with stealth.
I can see them tailing around. They're sitting right up in here. We're gonna sneak up in here. Try these real quick.
I took a trip to see a friend of mine this morning to pick up some these are called eater shrimp. But unfortunately, most guys buy them not to eat, but to use for fishing, because they're big and they're hand-selected. Now, Captain Ryan, he's using cut ladyfish. I'm gonna try using shrimp on a jig. And we'll see, I'm just taking the head off. Little crab can have that one for breakfast. Put it on my jig and I am in business. Redfish time.
But as you can see him pushing right here. There's some here. Fish
Hooked
on,
up.
fish on. What you got?
I have no idea.
Something little? Looks like a small red. It's got to be a red the way he's running. I'll get out of your way.
Yeah, that's a red. That is a red. Fred. Got him out of bed. Oh, it's a little red. Beauty.
Well, we got to start somewhere. We'll start little. Open up, guy.
Gotta love it.
All right. Get you on the hook here. Little bitty red.
What a beauty.
Really?
You know what? You're already handling him. I'm gonna just let your wet hands handle him. I don't
Okay.
need to take more slime off him.
And look, we don't have any spots on the tail whatsoever. Look at that.
Not on that side. The other side, he's got a beauty.
Oh, I got one right there. There's missing one on the other side. All right, let's get this guy back in the water here real quick.
Yep. Thanks.
All right. Cool.
I appreciate it.
There you go. Here we go. All right, let's go.
Well, he was certainly no worse for the wear.
He was ready
Thank
to
you,
go.
sir. We're on our way.
One of my favorite tropical birds, the roseate spoonbill. Gorgeous pink color like a flamingo. Through the magic of television, it's just about lunchtime and we're heading to one of my favorite spots on Pine Island Sound. It's a lovely little resort with a hotel, cottages, and some great fishing. You can only get there by boat or ferry, though I've seen some people come by seaplane and helicopter. You music buffs might appreciate that this is the exact spot that inspired Jimmy Buffett to write his infamous song, Cheeseburger in Paradise. Its classic Florida cracker architecture makes this a favorite stopover for guests as well as for fishermen like us who just want lunch or dinner in the very capable restaurant. The resort has docks for larger boats, but most backcountry anglers simply beach their boats and take a short stroll up the hill. It boasts lots more history than just Buffett, too. Originally, the island served as a winter home for America's version of Agatha Christie, novelist and outdoorswoman Mary Roberts Reinhardt, who died in the mid-50s.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wow, what a handsome bunch that is.
Boca Grande Pass, considered by some to be one of the finest tarpon fishing spots on the planet, is only minutes away by skiff. In all my travels, I have never been to a place quite like this. For example, when's the last time you visited a room completely covered in money? More than $70,000 in singles, to be exact. Figured out where we are yet? It's called Cabbage Key, and I have yet to meet anyone who didn't absolutely love it here. And in Pine Island Sound, you just never know what's gonna happen next.
Holy cow!
Man.
What was that?
Our goal here at the Tarpon Lodge was to develop a classic old Florida location for people to retreat to, a place they could step back in time. While we're looking for an old Florida approach, the one thing we really wanted to do is have a bar and a restaurant that would really provide some fantastic meals and drinks for people to enjoy after they come off the water. Our main goal was to provide simple, elegant rooms, nice enough for guys to come and bring their families, bring their wives. We have a pool. We have 23 docking slips out front, so you can bring your own boat. You can come out, walk down and step on a boat and go fishing or sightseeing for the entire day. Most of our customers like that. They can park their car and leave them and never get in their car again the whole time they're staying here.
Yep, that's why I stay at Tarpon Lodge. Stuffed with conch chowder and, of course, cheeseburgers, we leave Cabbage Key. And you should know that this is pretty close to real time as far as how long it will take us to reach our next destination. Oh, and by the way, that white post sticking up next to the Mercury outboard is called a power pole. Most of us who fish shallow water think it's the greatest invention since sliced bread. No more anchoring. Just press a button and you become instantly spiked to the bottom with much less habitat damage than an anchor generates. And a trolling motor comes in very handy around these parts.
I'm gonna stop right here and make some long casts, dude. So we just picked it up and dropped it. See that?
Something just boiled right by my pinfish.
Get 'em, baby. Come on, pick 'em up, guys. Pick 'em up.
Oh, my God. Holy cow.
Oh, man.
What was that?
That's a big tarpon.
You
Big
sure?
puma.
That could have been a shark, too.
Nah,
It was huge.
Yeah, that was a big fish. Big fish.
Unbelievable. Man, I hope he comes back.
We'll get him. We'll get him. If he comes back around, we'll get him.
Well, they say they only have a 3-second memory, so
Well,
maybe he won't remember he just got stung.
we're already past 3 seconds, so let's go see
let's
if we
do
can't
it.
go get him again.
Unbelievable. The little fish, the white bait that we're using, we're hooking through the noses.
Right.
But with this jig, you want it hooked through the anal fin.
Right.
Why? Why the difference?
Because the jig's gonna stand straight up with a hook on the top side of the jig, obviously. So if you hook him in the butt, that fish is centered with his butt to the bottom. He's gonna go around like this on top, like he's trying to swim up.
Right.
And it's gonna drive fish crazy if you see it. Snook, reds, trout, all that. And you can see these redfish that are piled up right here. It'll drive those things insane because redfish feed with their mouths are on the bottom anyway.
Right.
So they're feeding on the bottom. So if you can pin them, you got them. Look at it right there. But on our outside, see there? There you go. There you go. Fish. Whoa, fish on. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd say that's a big one.
It is a big old red. I thought I saw something else there.
Ooh, that's
Big
a
red.
beauty.
Ooh. Nice red, baby. Nice red.
Oh, that's a big one.
This is one of your 12, 13 pounders right here.
Yep.
There's one sitting on the backside of this hole. Finally, we got one to cooperate with us.
Good.
All right.
Oh, that's a big bruiser. Oh, that
Come on,
is
baby.
lovely. All right.
You ready?
Got him.
There you go.
This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Look at
What does it
that.
say on the boca? 11 pounds.
11-pound
11
red.
pounds.
I can get that out with the...
Can you? Okay. That's a beautiful fish right there.
That's
over,
gorgeous. I can feel it thrumming in my hand.
It's over the slot, but still, they're still fun to bend the rod.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to hold it, I'll go get my de-hooker and we'll get that hook out.
Absolutely.
The red drum, most commonly referred to as redfish, is one of the most prominent and sought-after fish in Florida waters. It's the largest in the drum family. Juvenile redfish are an inshore inhabitant until they migrate out of the estuaries at about 30 inches, around 4 years old, where they join the spawning population offshore. Spawning occurs from August to November in nearshore waters, and these spawning aggregations are often found at the mouths of inlets. Redfish feed on crustaceans, fish, and mollusks, and can live up to 60 years. However, most live around 20 years. Red drum range from Massachusetts to Key West and along the Gulf Coast to Tupan, Mexico. The all-tackle world record was caught in 1984 off Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and weighed 94 pounds, 2 ounces. The Florida record drum is 51 pounds, 8 ounces.
Ready? Oh, there she goes.
Job well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
We needed that one.
Yes, we did.
We needed our masculinity to be reaffirmed.
All right, let's go and get a couple more of these things.
One of the best things about fishing this area is that it can take a long time to go through a full tank of fuel. You just don't do that much running. We'll have some mixed bag fishing in a moment.
Excellent.
Sport Fishing Television has been presented by King Sailfish Mounts, offering a full selection of world-class release mounts. By Chica Lodge and Spa, luring anglers to the Florida Keys for more than 60 years. By Bomber Saltwater Grade, built to dominate. And by Ray Marine, world leaders in marine electronics.
Lee County is just such a nature lover's paradise. I mean, you have everything from the person that wants to do the hardcore fishing on the flats to the family that wants to go out to places like Caye Costa or Fort Myers Beach and just get away. We're lucky enough to have, I think, some of the most beautiful beaches in the world here in Southwest Florida. Depending on the season, we have some of the best tarpon fishing in the world. We have great snook fishing. The red fishing's fantastic. Trout fishing. There's a lot of inshore snapper to catch. Our tourist, our visitor, they can do a number of different things throughout the course of a week, from shelling to fishing to birding and seeing some of the most amazing wildlife possible, all here in basically 20 minutes from the dock.
Some tourism board people hype their areas and then can't always deliver. I guarantee that everything you've seen and heard here will still be here waiting for you when you come to visit.
They're sitting right here. They're sitting right back here. Come on, trout. All right. Oh,
Ooh,
fish on.
excellent.
There he is.
Trout time.
Little trout.
Oh, look at those spots.
Yeah.
That is so pretty.
They're beautiful fish.
especially in this light. Look at the way they just sparkle.
Look at all the spots on them. That's why they call them spotted sea trout right there.
That's right.
Just a little guy. But
Is he a one-toother or a two-toother?
it is a two-toofer, I believe. Yep, a two-toofer right there. They're very delicate.
Yeah, they are. They have very soft mouths.
Their whole bodies are real soft. They got little teeny tiny scales and everything.
Yep.
That one's got both fangs, though. Okay.
They are gorgeous.
All right.
See ya.
Have a nice day.
Despite the water reaching record high temperatures that should have shut down the red fishery altogether, we managed to do pretty well. Add to that the dozen or so other species we kept pulling from the water throughout our adventure, and you begin to see how productive fishing here in Lee County can truly be. Thanks to Captain Ryan Rowan for his good-natured patience and never-give-up attitude. You made this trip very worthwhile. We're also grateful to the owners and staff of Tarpon Lodge in Bokeelia for making us feel so welcome. And Lee County Tourism does a superb job of keeping us informed about all the great opportunities available in one of our favorite parts of Florida. And as always, I thank Raymond Douglas at King Sailfish Mounts for facilitating our hearing-impaired viewers' enjoyment of our show. I'm Dean Travis Clarke. Please join us again next week for another exciting fishing adventure on Sport Fishing Television.